blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time. That's my girl right there.
Oh boy, what have I signed on to?
Hello, salutations, and how are you tonight, D-Ray, the producer?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Don't say that. That make it sound like you don't want to be on my show.
I always want to be on your show,
So don't say that.
but it was in the script.
You know what?
Anyway,
Salutations, Earthlings. Welcome to episode 71 of Crazy Carla's Concoctions. Y'all all right? Y'all all right? Look how I'm glowing today. See that? That's not shea butter. That's me. Hi, Mike.
What's up, Mike?
Hi, Mike. It's so good to see you. Hey, how you doing? Bring the mic.
International host, stay in your lane.
Now, see, let's not. I don't know.
That's his name.
What?
That's double O ho right there. That's international ho.
I don't know who that is.
Straight out of the UK, I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to my show. Okay.
You a superstar.
Thank you so very much. Look, what's my best English accent? All I can tell you is that Idris Elba was my husband once upon a time, but he cheated on me with that young lady, and now I have no room for him. And him saying thank you. So anyway.
Wait. Let me see the script. Hold on. Clap there. Okay.
Y'all, it's been a week.
It has been a week.
I'm here. We made it, right?
Yeah.
So thank God. We're gonna go ahead and get into the sponsors and bring the guests on. Thank you so very. I thank you so very much for that. I appreciate it. Okay. Now,
you got to tell me who's what, because you know I'm a little rusty.
Okay, so my first sponsor is going to be the Sweetest Slime. Yes, that'll be yes. The Sweetest Slime, Micaiah Mitchell. I mean, you see it. Do y'all see my hair? Look, she hooked me up last night. Look, let me show y'all the intricacies of that. Look at this. See that? She puts jewels in my hair. But she know I like to be bedazzled and such foolishness. Plus, I'm in a play coming up in 2 weeks, and I'm a goddess in the play. I am a literal goddess by the name of.
So you're basically playing yourself then.
But we in heaven. So.
Oh well, no, you're not.
I'm going. Yeah,
you're not. Yeah, no, you're going. You just
not no time soon.
Thank you.
But yes. I am.
So I can't have no more bad news this week.
Yeah, no, please God. So Micaiah keeps me looking nice and laced and lovely. She's done so many of my friends. Like she started locks of a lot of people y'all know. She's a master loctician and stylist. She is a master at color. She's good at cutting it up. Like yesterday, she was doing this young man's locks when I was over there. Oh, it was fabulous. So listen, you should go see her. If you're in the Triad, you can call her at 336-734-3307. She makes house calls. She was in Charlotte today. She was in Raleigh the other day. She'll come to you. You know what I'm saying? She'll get you right. You could also hit her up on Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok at The Sweetest Line. It's a handle. And make sure that whenever you do hit her up, she's also on Facebook under Micaiah M. Mitchell. Let her know that Carla sent you. Okay.
Right.
All right. Then our
You
second
got
one is
fans.
yes.
You got fans.
I'm so excited. And then I have intuitive readings by my.
There we go.
And it's just that, an intuitive reading. She reads your energy. It's not voodoo like people try to make it seem. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I just realized I ain't even got my charger in. I was like, why my phone doing that? Okay, look at that. Oh, honey, we want to be on here and this thing go out, Lord. So if you want to get your energy read, if you want you to talk to you, basically, hit her up. She does in person and she does online. So you can call her at 336-480-1653, or you can go online to intuitivereadingsbymyra.com and book a session or sessions with her. And when you do, please let her know Carla sent you.
Nice.
All right. And then last but not least, we have the sauce by Pastor Paul. Baby, let me tell you.
I've heard a lot about this sauce.
Baby, this sauce, I can't wait for one of my friends is going to put my grill up for me this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And we be cooking with this, baby. I mean, Thanksgiving, Christmas, they was just licking the pans. They have hot, which is really hot, not fake hot. He's from Jamaica. It's real hot. So if you get the spicy, be aware. This is real spicy jerk barbecue. It's so good. And the mild is amazing too. And look, we dip everything in it. Fried, vegetables, meat, you name it. Okay? It is plate licking good. It is plate licking good. So please, if you want to get you a bottle, you can right now, you can get it on blast, right, Danny?
I believe so.
Because Troy is working on the website. So you can go to Blast Music. What's the website for Blast?
Blast
and go out
247.com.
Yes, you can go out there and go to our merchandise and you'll see Pastor Paul's sauce out there right now. You'll also see my t-shirts, wine cups, and coffee mugs. Okay, so that's our sponsors. So if you would please give them love, show them love.
You got sponsors. I've been gone away too long.
I have sponsors, Danny.
That's great. Why are you calling me by my government name?
Oh, D, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And I'm drinking this wine called Domaine. And it's so good.
Is it good?
Domaine by Argentine. And it's from Argentina, and it's a Malbec. And I love dry red wines, but this is so good.
All right.
And it's I got it at Trader Joe's for $7.
Interesting. I don't have no Trader Joe's where I am at, so I'm drinking margarita out of a can from the corner store. Salud.
Oh, thank you so much. So what we're going to do,
margarita out of can, nigga. Anyway,
baby, it's good, ain't it? Sometimes the cheap be the best.
It's hitting the spot tonight.
Now look at him. Why is my family just going ham on the family chat? My phone just going, ding, ding, it's just shaking, shaking. That's why I put it on vibrate. So our next guest, I don't know.
boy.
Did we tell her to put her phone on vibrate? Girl, put your phone on vibrate because everybody that you know is gonna start calling you and trying to text you and call you while you on here. Just know it.
Mm.
Y'all, tonight's guest is a dear friend of mine. She goes by First Lady. And I call her Rhonda May. She is very fascinating. She's a bail bondsman. Hi! Is that my boy?
More, you know it is because you heard that, right? That's that Charlie Brown. That's what that was. You know
Don't
exactly.
do him like that. Hi, Troy. It's okay.
What's
Hey,
up,
Paul
Paul?
Cram. He's gonna be on my show, y'all, this year too. I'm so excited about all the people God is putting on Crazy Colors Project. Listen, this drink is already.
Oh boy.
So here we go.
Oh boy.
So tonight we have Rhonda. She's a bail bondsman, a mother, all kinds of things. And we are going to talk. She's a survivalist. Y'all know what I call her?
What'd you call her?
I call her Blackness Everdeen. Y'all know who that is? You remember?
Not evident. No, not Hunger Games.
What's the thing? The trilogy, the Mockingbird. What is
Hunger
it?
Games.
Yeah.
Hunger Games.
Hotness Everdeen. I call her Blackness Everdeen.
Lord have mercy.
I call her Blackness Everdeen. Cause y'all, this thing can go out in the wilderness and survive. She be out there, honey, you name it, and she can do it in the woods. You hear me? She love being in the woods, and she love fishing, and she ride motorcycles. She a survivalist. She gonna tell y'all about her buying land. She want to go off the grid and build a whole new community. Listen, y'all bring her on here, please.
Look, it sound like she's one of the few people alive that can get out of Salem Park unscathed.
Oh, she don't be in no Salem Park. She be in the woods.
No, we don't do the woods. All right.
This one do. And she can cook and kill and clean anything and eat it.
And she is the official Bells Bondman for Blast. Let's bring her on.
Hot damn. Bring her on, because we might need her.
Just might.
I am no longer a bail bondsman.
You're not doing it anymore.
I quit a long time ago. But listen, when y'all was talking about the cups, now y'all got y'all little cute cups and all of that. Carla drinking nice wine and you drinking. I got some ginger ale and some Taylor Port in a Yeti. That's about as ghetto as it comes.
You said Taylor Port.
That's about as ghetto as it comes.
We're gonna have the same outcome before the show is over.
You can afford a Yeti. You don't know what Blast budget look like.
Look at this Yeti right. This Yeti right here been through the storm.
At least you got one. Hey,
this Yeti. Look, you see the scars? This is why I buy Yeti. I don't buy Stanley. I don't buy any of them. This thing went up under a 0-turn lawnmower, shot across the yard, and I'm still drinking out of it.
Oh my God. Okay.
It ain't got to see them little scars.
What I'm talking about, y'all. This one right here.
The cup is a survivalist just like you. All right.
I don't fool with her. I be trying to tell people, I be like, she look like she's so sweet, and she is. But hey, you might come up missing fooling with her. Leave her alone.
Listen.
Well, I'm taking y'all advice. I'm out of here, y'all.
Okay.
I believe that you're supposed to know how to survive. You have to know how to survive. If the grocery store shut down tomorrow and stayed closed for 30 days,
I'll be out there eating the grass like a damn, like a cow, bitch. Cause I'm
gonna get up in the tree with a bow and arrow, and I'm gonna have meat, steak, beef. I'm gonna invite you over to my yard.
I know how to catch some fish. God knows, I know how to do that. Thank God. Now my sister, Now she would probably be the one because I can't kill
Yes.
nothing.
Oh God,
But
no,
except
no.
for some fish. Now I can kill some
No,
fish and
wait.
some shrimps. I have to
Carla,
drag them right on out that water. I
Yeah,
drag them right on out
you
of there.
really have to kill it and it ain't breathing no more. Then you ain't gonna want it.
Yeah, I would be if we was to go into something, I would be a herbivore probably or a pescatarian for sure. Cause I used to watch my grandma kill chickens. Honey, she'll grab the chicken by its neck and throw it.
That's
and
it.
choke
You're
it
like,
and snap its neck.
I got some in my backyard right now. I got some
And
fresh
girl,
eggs. I
she'll
just
put
got
it
out
in
the
a
coop today.
pot of hot boiling water and boil the feathers off.
Yes, ma'am.
Girl, see, my granddaddy raised chickens. I done seen chickens go from being in the incubator and in the chicken coop to being on
Man,
the table. You understand?
Mine came from the tractor store to the incubator. They laying eggs right now. When they no longer lay eggs, they'll be chicken tenders.
So how many hens do you have?
3.
And how many roosters? 1.
I don't have any roosters.
What?
No, you don't need a rooster for eggs.
Okay. So do you do the brown eggs? You do the free range, or you doing white? White.
They're free range, honey. My chickens roam all over the yard. They roam everywhere. But they
Girl,
I have
talking about you
one.
and April just alike. My sister want goats and cows and shit.
Yes, ma'am. I'm in the process now of going forth with my farm grant, and I keep telling I want 2 baby goats, 2 cows, 2 horses, 6 chickens, and a pig.
Well, I'm gonna sure enough be out there to get some of that goat milk for the goat cheese. I can't drink cow milk.
Goat milk, goat cheese, goat soap. You know goat soap? Oh, goat. The best goat soap.
Uh-oh. Rhonda, you breaking up.
I'm gonna just put that out there. Yanni soap. Yanni soap. Goat milk.
Tilt your phone went out and we didn't hear what you said. We heard you say Yanni soap and you went out.
I can hear you.
Okay, so you make Yanni soap out of the goat milk?
You can make goat milk soap. It's very, very soft. Very soft. You have to buy some goat milk soap one time. You will love it. It's very soft.
Where you get it from? Do I get it?
You can get it from the farmer's market. Because most people make that at the house. It'll have to be like a specialty soap shop. But yeah.
I just learned how to make my own butter last week in the house, and I was so excited. I didn't know that you could take heavy whipping cream and just shake it up and turn it into butter. What the hell? Okay, well
that's called churning, but okay. They've been doing that for hundreds and hundreds, called churning. But okay.
I'm a city girl. Don't do that.
I know.
Anyway, where you from and where you at, ma'am?
I'm from Winston-Salem.
What state? Because we got people watching you all over the world.
I'm from Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
And for the people listening to you out there on podcast land.
Yes. I am in the South. I am as Southern as you can possibly get. I teach charm and etiquette. I am a Southern belle. I'm sitting here right now with my legs crossed. That is me. But on the flip side, I can walk outside the door, climb up in a tree, shoot something down with a bow and arrow, come in the house cooking, and feed you a meal.
She can. And I used to tell her nerves up because I get to cussing at work and then sing some hymns.
I am also a certified sharpshooter.
Yes, that part, y'all. We was gonna get to that, Rhonda.
Yeah,
I was gonna tell the people that you can shoot anything.
I don't talk or do a lot about with guns and stuff because people are so frivolous now with guns. They play with guns. It's if somebody that has no experience in shooting was to actually have a shootout with someone with experience, it's a total different game. I mean,
exactly.
Some of us, if I shoot something, I never shoot 2 bullets. I can shoot a squirrel or a rabbit, and I never have to shoot twice.
Right. And my granddaddy did teach us that. That's one good thing. Hey, Paul Crab.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing about having Southern roots, my mother is from deep down in the country. My mother is from Harnett County.
The bishop taught me how to shoot like that.
Oh, really?
The bishop, yes.
Now, my granddaddy used to take us out with our little BB guns when he would go quail hunting.
My goddad taught me how to shoot, but my second husband, the bishop, he taught me because he is a gun enthusiast, and he was a whew. If it was made and it was metal and it said anything Smith and Wesson or whatever, he had it. But he was just like a perfect shooter. So he taught me that. And that's how I really sharpened my skills, because he was good. But
I need to go back on the range because I miss shooting. I mean, it is good to know, but the good thing about me is that I do know that I can shoot. And I'm a person that, because my hearing is almost damn near 100%, I can hear something and shoot it. Yeah. And the guys at the gun range used to be like, that's crazy. That's like a crazy talent to have. They would be like, if I could hear something, my eyes go where the sound is. And so I shoot. Mm-hmm. And he was like, everybody can't do that. And I was like, well, leave it to me to be the freaking one. But what's your zodiac sign, please?
I am a Cancer, baby. I'm a water sign. I'm a mediator. I'm an empath. I am, all of that stuff in that Cancer.
Now, this is also one of my sisters in Stone Land, in Crystal Land.
Yes.
And at work, it used to be rumors that we was witches. We not witches. Let's be clear. We're not witches. We are women that are, we have a lineage that has been passed down to us.
There you go.
And, you know, you can use it for light or you can use it for dark. And I never use my powers for dark now.
Never. There's no need to use them for dark, because everything.
You don't want to.
We don't need that, because unfortunately, our karma is so crazy till we don't have to ever get revenge on anything. We never have to.
We're very much into nature. Her way. I don't like to kill things, but I will shake your soul by the roots if I have to. And she knows. A lot of stuff that we do that we call superstitions, or some of the traditions that we have, are really just old African ways.
It is.
And a lot of the stuff that they try to make y'all think is voodoo is not voodoo. It's where our power is, but I'm not going to get on that.
Jesus drank blood. We drink Jesus' blood, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna mind my business.
And we divide it too.
Exactly.
And people don't realize, if you can do that and take Holy Communion,
I can burn my sage.
And do.
And am. And my sunflower.
All my stuff. You hear me?
And I'm gonna have my crystal.
That's why I always have on a protection stone of some sort. She'll tell you, look, y'all don't fool with me, because I'm the woman that go on her bra and do this. Look, I'm the woman that go on her bra and do stuff like this, baby, and put it back in there. Listen, you know I keep my stones on me, baby, because I don't know what's going on. I got my tiger's eye and my white jaded, and I got my white, what you call it, my clear quartz on. Don't fool with me.
Girl, I got my rose quartz down, buried. I said,
I just got me some new rose quartz. I just finished blessing them, but look at this one.
Ooh, that's a big one. That's a pretty one.
Isn't it pretty? Look, it's a heart. Because I'm going through some stuff. Look, isn't that pretty? And look, I gotta show y'all my stones. Look at this one. It's a pink tiger's eye.
Oh,
can you see it?
Wow, yes.
And I got some carnelian, because you know carnelian is one of my favorite stones.
And that's so. I guess it is Miss Orange.
But this one I had made is rose quartz. Can y'all see it? Rose quartz and carnelian, which is also the very first song on my EP that's coming out.
Ooh.
Shout out to D-Ray, the producer. Yeah, but you know what, Freak Night? When you start evolving, at first it's scary because it makes you think about all the stuff you learn and have been taught. Yeah, most of my jewelry is copper, Paul Cram, because it helps us to channel and it helps us to ground. You should at least, that's why, you know why I hate winter? I know winter is necessary depending upon where you are in the earth, but I hate winter because I can't go outside and put my feet in the dirt.
In the dirt. And you know, if you can't afford like the copper jewelry, you can put pennies in your shoes.
Yes,
that's what
absolutely.
they did back in Louisiana.
Conductor. Yes, absolutely.
Back in Louisiana, they used to put pennies, and actually that was the start of penny loafers. A lot of people don't know the story, but
it was our protection. And I tell people, and it's our prosperity. See, I always keep Tiger's Eye on because one of the things that I say every day, shout out to Mercedes Miller, the great manifester.
Yeah.
Baby, I say, large sums of money flow to me easily and effortlessly. Daily. And I say that I am a millionaire. And I also say that I am one of the world's greatest entertainers, and as you see. If you don't manifest, it won't happen. If you don't believe the things you say, it's not going to happen.
That's because most people don't understand. Even though we went to school and we've learned all these things, we never put words into perspective. We go and we learn spelling. Break the word down. Spell. What you speak. Manifest.
You're casting a spell. And actually, if you believe the Bible says in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God. And in the beginning, he spoke and he said, let there be.
There you go.
Oh.
And there was. And for some reason,
and there still is.
And we still can't understand it. We still cannot grasp the fact that you speak your life. Like, and I am a witness to that. I have a very, very, very good life. And I've had a really good life for a while. But it's because I've always been that my cup is halfway full person, rather than that my cup is halfway empty.
Now, when we come back, we are going to talk about how
y'all ain't ready.
Rhonda started talking about this, y'all. I just want y'all to know, y'all looking at a woman who has been married 3 times. Okay, and a lot of women and men are ashamed to say,
not me,
that they've been divorced. I'm divorced. I'm a divorcee, but I only did it one time. I was with the same man for 17 years and I gave up the ghost, baby. I was like, listen, this is not working. But
there are some women that will stay and there are some women that will go.
And listen, now I will say that my ex-husband is a great guy. And I thank God for him, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have my kids. And I didn't plan on that. But, you know, he was my starter husband. Should I get another one? And I don't know if God would ever, or the universe plans that for me.
I'm going to share 3 different stories, 3 different personalities, and woo!
So we're going to talk about these red flags, because I think in any failed relationship, there's red flags, whether it be for you or for them or for both, right? And we got on the conversation, Rhonda, did we not? Why do we ignore the red flags? Like, I'm going to tell y'all a story about when I got married that you will be like, what? Remember I told you the story about, okay, so I'm going to tell y'all real quick before we go to break, and then we're going to come back and let Rhonda tell about these three. How she ignored the red flags, okay? So when I was getting married,
totally different people.
I had been with my ex-husband for 7 years. We lived together. We moved in together after 2 weeks. Like, it was love at first sight. Like, we were crazy over each other. Actually, he chased me down. That's a whole nother story. I met him on the city bus. He never asked me out until the day he got his taxes back and got his car. I saw him in the mall because we both worked in the mall. And he said, hey, I just got a car and I want to take you out. And he was with another chick. This is what's so crazy. He was at another chick. We was at Burger King, girl, in the food court. He was like, she's somebody he worked with, but she was like him. I was like, you was wrong for that. But anyway, we went on our first date. Valentine's, we moved in together. We got married on Valentine's Day. 7 years later, when his brother got murdered in January of that year. So I was like, I had always told God, I really wasn't the marriage type I feel, I don't know. I'm working on this. Me and my therapist is working on this. But I would say, I don't mind being by myself. I like having company when I want company, but I don't know if I want full-time company because I'm that person, right? So when we were getting married, he decided, hey, let's get married. So we went to go get our marriage license in another city in Greensboro, which is like 30 minutes from here. So I'm in the elevator praying like, God, is this what I really want to do? So the elevator doors open up and my college sweetheart is standing on the other side of the elevator. The guy who I if I would have married anybody, it would have been him. And the doors shut back and me and him were just looking at each other like, and that was God saying, get your ass. Well, God didn't say get your ass. He said, get your tail. I said, get your ass off of him. And he sent me a lot of signs and I just kept, no, he's going to change. He's going to change. He's going to start paying more than half the bills.
Nope.
He is going to wash the car for me. He is going to do something without me telling him to do it.
Nope.
God sent me so many flags. And I ignored them because I wanted that man. You understand me? And then I've been in situationship after situationship because in my mind, if I'm laser focused on you, then I am. It's just the Leo way. It's like literally I am a lion and I'm hunting you. And if I feel like you the prey that I want, then you the prey that I want. But I can't do that anymore because I'm an evolved being now. So when these red flags start popping out now, I'll be like, oh, because I know how that happened before. And I saw how so-and-so did something. And so God said no, universe said no, spirit said So we're going to go to D-Ray. I was calling by his government. We're going to go to our artist.
I'm going to just tiptoe through here. Y'all up here pulling crystals out your blouses and bow and arrows out the trees. And
look, listen, they in there too. You can't even tell. See?
I tell you what, Blast Artist Spotlight is none other than my boy, gosh, what is his name?
We done messed them up, girl, pulling stones out our bras like that.
Oh, Elijah Rosario, the best of me, here on Crazy Carla's Concoction. I'm a little dizzy. Y'all check this out.
Say what's on your mind, tell it like it is. Is there something in your heart wanting part in it? If that's the case, then girl, just say so. Games, I ain't tryna play those. Know you protective of your heart. Know you healing from them scars. Well, how about tonight we just put all our worries aside? Take advantage of this moment. Hold me tight, I'm talking closely. I've been seeing clearly lately. Ain't no guarantee, just maybe. One thing that I'm certain of, I can't live without your touch, no. Kiss me like the first time that we met. Love me like we'll never love again. I'll save you every time before myself. Don't want nobody else. Give you the best of me. I know you ain't need a feeling, not just talking sexually. You like to dance in the mirror, you do it so graciously. I feel like nothing else matters when you laying next to me. When you laying next to me, give you the best of me. I know you ain't need a feeling, not just talking sexually. You like to dance in the mirror, you do it so graciously. I feel like nothing else matters when you laying next to me. I'll give you the best of me.
Don't wanna waste no time. You know a good girl's really hard to find. You've been heavy on my mind. Boy talk is cheap, better wait in line. Love the way I move to the baseline, waistline. Bad girl, not only on FaceTime. You know true love really takes time. Can't fall in love if you ain't mine, no. Watch me wind this slow. Watch you lose control. Just wanna let you know, this is how the thing goes. Make him spend 6 figures on the bling. African bad girl deserve the finer things. Private jets, baguettes, and diamond rings. Summertime drop top money ain't a thing like what it seemed like.
Kiss me like the first time that we met. Love me like we'll never love again. I'll save you every time before myself. Don't want nobody else. Give you the best of me. I know you ain't need a feeling, not just talking sexually. You like to dance in the mirror, you do it so graciously. I feel like nothing else matters when you laying next to me. When you laying next to me, give you the best of me. I know you ain't need a feeling, not just talking sexually. You like to dance in the mirror, you do it so graciously. I feel like nothing else matters when you laying next to me. I'll give you the best of me.
And that was Elijah Rosario with The Best of Me. And if you are an independent artist or comedian or even a spoken word artist and you're ready to get your art out there, go to blastmusic247.com, fill out a free profile, and let's get your art out there to the community. But wait a minute, Blast Music 247 is also for the fans. So if you are a fan of independent music and creative content, why don't you go to blastmusic247.com, fill out a fan profile, and enjoy the best of independent content creation. Blastmusic247.com, changing the industry one artist at a time. And now, back to Crazy Carla's Concoction with special guest, First Lady.
Man, thank you. Thank you, Dee. That was so professional. Okay. Now listen.
I try.
See what I got to over here. Okay. Pow, Cram. That was a vibe, right? You got the best of me. This drinking too. So listen. You were married 3 times.
3 times.
And I've had people say, now my uncle say 3rd time is the charm because he been with his 3rd wife forever.
I thought it was. Girl, I'm going to walk you through. The first one, we were young. You know, that high school, that 12th grade, you know, yeah.
I don't.
So we had kids, got married. It was toxic. because both of us were young. He was not even close to ready to be nobody's husband or anything. Um, so got out of that marriage and just enjoyed the single life for a minute. Just really enjoyed the single life, hanging out, just enjoyed myself. My kids were 4 and 6. So when I think my youngest was turning 5, because I think they was 4 when we met, and he was turning 5. So I go to the beach with my aunt and my cousin. We ride down to the bike rally, and coming back we stopped. And this is when you used to have to go through Rockingham. So we stopped at Rockingham, and I've always been honest. Like, if I find money and I can give it back, I go find out of my way to find the person to take it back. Because I used to find money all the time. So I was like, okay, I'm going to give it back. So I find a wallet at the Burger King, and I looked in it. It's a person from Lexington, North Carolina. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to mail that back. Long story short, he ended up being my second husband. Totally different from the first husband. Very, very protective, aggressive. People knew him as a soft person, but a mean person. Like, that was that person that...
But I like Bishop, even though he,
Yeah, and the thing is, I mean, one thing about Bishop, it was never a doubt ever in anybody's mind. If Rhonda was in there, Bishop was coming in there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have seen with my own eyes this man walk in a building with a 12 gauge because he couldn't find his wife.
And he was a big dude.
Yeah, I mean, we talking 6'5". Yeah. So dating him after coming out of that marriage, and he was so meek and mild, never aggressive with female, nothing. But he was the one thing that I did not want. A dope boy.
You said he was a pharmaceutical rep. Is that what you said?
And of course, one of the first questions I asked when I met him, do you do drugs? Do you sell drugs? Do anything in your life have anything to do with any drugs? No. Because it was so much of that going on growing up. I mean, even in my 20s, and I done had my share. I've been out there. Yeah. Anyway, so married him, 20 years together. We were together 20 years. The whole 20 years, there was always another woman. Always another woman. This is what made me realize that some women have got to be the stupidest people in the world, because they all knew he had a wife. They knew who I was. They knew what I drove. They knew if we were in the same place, how they were supposed to act accordingly. Who does that?
Side chick.
How you because we had the same birthday. We would have extravagant, crazy parties. You're at events where I am, and you like, I couldn't. It's amazing how family, friends, everybody protects and supports the person that provides. He was the person providing for every family member that ever got in a situation. We talking giving people cars, paying rent. And he did that through our whole marriage. He was like the town bank, the family bank in more than one town. But there was always a woman. He was very smart. He would date women that were broke, possibly Section 8, because he could turn their house.
Yes. Did
because
you hear what he said? He said professional side chicks is an
yes,
art form.
it is.
Yeah,
But he
it
would
is.
find them, and because he would be able to turn their houses into trap houses. And and we're living
Nice.
lavish. We're talking in-ground pool, brick house. I mean, kids in private school, everything. It was never a moment that some woman wasn't calling my phone. There was never a moment where somebody wasn't saying, I think I've seen your husband. My own cousin passed him one day, and she was sitting in my seat in a car that was in my name. He was paying for it, but it was in my name. Yes. The last female he got, he had met
stable. That couldn't happen.
girl. And the reason why I stayed, my children were young. We lived really good. I had a good life. And he was not a bad man. We were never violent. We didn't
He just liked his ladies. He liked the women.
He had to stay out every once in a while, and he had several women.
What were your red flags? Okay, so
God.
with your first husband, what was the red flag with him?
He was just crazy. And he was a fighter. He was just crazy. But
and there was nothing in you that said no.
Because I was crazy then too. Like that was the kind of relationship I was looking for then.
You were toxic too. So
I was toxic.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
people don't want to talk about that. It's partly us too. Because when I was married to my first husband, I used to jump out cars on chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
Busting up in the club, honey. What? Oh my God! I was a fighter. I was crazy.
Yeah, it was too much.
But after I had children and calmed down, and then I met that one, it was completely opposite. I became the princess wife.
Mm-hmm.
And people look at your life and they think they want your life, not knowing y'all got the man. I just got the material stuff. And thinking that my children were little, and then thinking, God, if I step out of this, my whole life might change. So 20 years, I even did a prison sentence with that man when he went to prison the first time. Yes.
Because he is incarcerated as we speak, correct?
He is incarcerated as we speak. But the last female he got, he messed with her a very long time. And it was a lot of feelings and a lot of stuff going
babies,
on.
all that stuff.
And she gave him an ultimatum. He looked at me one day, we were eating, and he said, "You are the perfect woman. You are the perfect wife." The very next week, we had a conversation, and he was telling me, I can't do it. That took, and here, now we're talking 20 years. That took everything I had out of me. It did. Because, when I was married to Bishop, that's all I did. I raised my kids and I took care of my husband.
I was there.
Yes. Everybody knew, like, that's where I got the name First Lady. Like if I was gone and Bishop called, oh yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go to the house. I drove ridiculous cars. I don't know if there's many people even in the city of Winston-Salem that's ever owned the S600, which was a Maybach. I mean, and thinking, here I am in my 30s. I'm driving cars that 50-year-olds are just now getting. I'm living in a house that I'm proud of. My children, they're in private school. They got everything they need. So I'm thinking I'm miserable, but I don't want to leave because what changes in my life? Not knowing that at 44 years old, my whole life would change. I started to go through a spiritual transformation because that was when me and you got tight. And things started to change, and it was like I was so unhappy. I was so miserable. I went up to 320 pounds. I was miserable. Came out of that marriage, and that was the first time in my life I had ever been without children and a husband, or one or the other. Stayed single a while, enjoyed myself, dated a little while. Then I met this guy that I knew in high school. And we dated briefly in high school. He was kind of quiet. He used to take me home every day, and real quiet guy. And remember, now I just came out of a 20-some year marriage with a pharmaceutical person. What are my first two questions? Is it any drug doing? Is it any drug selling? I don't want no parts of it. That's my first two questions.
But what did the universe tell you?
The universe kept telling me the same thing, which I kept saying the whole time we dated. You're going to be my worst mistake, but my best lesson. And that I said it so many times, even out loud, till I think at some point I was making him feel uncomfortable because I kept saying, this is going to be my biggest mistake, but it's going to be my best lesson.
But you spoke that into being.
I knew some things that I needed to learn some things, and I needed to change a lot of things about me. And that last marriage was probably the most educational marriage I ever had. I grew up. I learned in that marriage that I don't need anybody to take care of me, and I still live a freaking fabulous life. I not only have the ability to take care of myself,
Because you have an amazing job.
yes, I have an amazing life. I mean, just I still teach.
Your
I
sons
still
are
work,
doing good. I mean, it's like
my sons are the most they're my best accomplishment.
they are.
I don't know how, as they used to call me, I don't know how Kilolo from OGB raised them boys. But I'm so grateful. I did a lot of praying, because I wanted to make sure that I did not raise the typical Winston-Salem African-American man. And I didn't. And the good thing is that my youngest son, he is getting ready to write a book. The book started with just his story, and then it rolled over to me and my complete life story, which, y'all, this is going to be something that nobody is ready for. I'm going to tell you the damage that I dealt with as a child to lead me to accept the behavior that I accepted as an adult. It's a lot. And you learn that your childhood experiences shape your adult life.
So, Rhonda, have you been to therapy?
I have been to therapy.
What does your therapist say about you and how you successfully 3 times ignored the red flags? And here's the crazy thing, people. God will send your friends and family red flags when it involves somebody else coming into your space.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told Rhonda the craziest story about
the crystal.
I don't even want to tell, and I'm not.
We're not going to tell that
story to tell.
We're not going to
tell that. But I'm here
to
tell y'all.
It's real. The energy is real. The spiritual realm is real.
The ancestors and
we
God will be waking people up out they sleep and stuff, and you be like, "Oh Lord, should I say something?"
Let me tell you something. In every marriage that I've had, when I got to the point where I knew it was time for me to go, because it's one thing when you stay married because you want longevity. There's a lot of people that's been married 40, 50, 20, forever years.
They've gone through everything.
They went through so much hell to make it there.
Girl.
And my goal is not to be broken or end up in the psychiatric hospital before you completely love me. No, I mean, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time, then I'm gonna get on out your way because I know it's not gonna work. But starting to date this last one, he was so relaxing. He made me genuinely happy because he had just moved back here from Florida. He was totally clean. He was working, he was in a good place. So this was kind of, I was like, wow, somebody that wants to spend time with you, because my other ex he was never home. Like when I say never, never. So here's this person that wants to spend time, wants to go places and hold hands. And it was so refreshing. I would wake up sometimes, like we would fall asleep or something. He would just be staring at me like, God, I love you so much. So that was kind of like, wow. But then that first red flag was started to stay out. And then money started to not exist. And it just went in a very bad direction. And I did not know that. And then the thing is, I had been gone away from society for 20 years. So I didn't know anything about these people. Other people knew.
Who is these people, honey?
A lot of the people that was around me that knew him more than I knew. I had been out of everybody's way for 20 years. I've been first lady to the bishop. So as people started to get comfortable and kind of come forth as they seen stuff falling apart. And then when you hear somebody tell you, if I would have told you, would you have listened? And you think about that. Would you have listened?
And I told you straight up. I was like, I'm not saying nothing because God is going to bring it to. Listen, I had enough sense to know. See, you got to know your friends, y'all. She is so crazy over this man. I dared not say anything. And I know some people might think that's crazy, but my prayer was, God, because like now, had she asked me, that would have been something totally different. And she knows that because if you ask me a direct question, I'm going to answer you.
I'm going to tell you.
But I was not going to just insert myself because a lot of people do that. And I saw that even though I knew it was some bullshit, I kept my mouth shut because she loved that man. You understand me? And it was like, what do I do in this situation? And Spirit told me, literally, like they were sitting in here with me, shut your mouth.
Shut up.
And it was hard for me because, I'm the friend that be like, girl.
but like I said, Carla, I cannot say that I regret it because I have learned some things. I mean, I have developed. You've seen me develop. And I don't think without this experience, I would have close to the spiritual sight that I have now. I don't think I would have been so determined and consistent to really focus on my spirituality because this gave me that reason I have got to figure this out. And I would have never gone to therapy either because I didn't know really anything was wrong. And going to therapy was an eye opener because I had never taken any type of ADD, ADHD medication. That was the first thing they diagnosed. The first thing he said was, how in the world did you get a college degree and raise 2 kids and you've never taken any type of medicine for ADD? No. He said, how do you keep your brain still? I don't.
You don't. You do. She literally does 10,000 things. You should see how she used to be at work. And we used to be like, what the hell?
And that And I don't know, but it was crazy because I started taking the medication and then changing some things out of my diet and taking natural stuff and was able to focus. So I was able to sit down and meditate. I was
And
able
that
to
shadow
pray.
work is a bitch, ain't it?
Yes. And then when my therapist said to do the shadow work, then we discovered that I had some post-traumatic stress. Yes. Because I don't talk a lot about my childhood. And because I grew up in one of those families, you got to keep everything a secret. So that's what I did. And I absorbed all that stuff. And not ever growing up with a positive man to show me how to be a man. Because my real dad, he was pretty much the same as my second husband. We made money together. That's what we did. We ran liquor houses. That's the stuff that we did together. That was our connection.
Good looking houses though at that.
Exactly. But that was our connection. And I was his scapegoat for all of his girlfriends and his wife. And so that was our relationship. That was my relationship with my real father. So how am I supposed to choose a husband? I kept choosing men, the first two, that did the same thing my dad did. They did the same thing and they chased women. And they were aggressive and the first one was aggressive. My dad, he was a woman beater. So so much stuff came out just in therapy. And this is now, I went 44 years of my life before I even figured it out. And until I got in this last marriage, I never went to therapy. I'm turning 50 in July. Never went to therapy.
So what is it about? Okay, because we see the red flags, right? Mm-hmm. But I think I always tell, especially Black and brown people, because white people go to therapy. They've been doing it. And they kept it a secret from us for a long time because they didn't want us to start digging.
Because it was taboo for us. Our families, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't diagnose mental health.
But when you realize that as a Black woman, that your daddy issues have completely and utterly
ruined your life,
baby. Yes. When I tell you the first time I realized when the therapist told me, she says you have, and they don't say daddy issues in therapy, they say you have father trauma.
Father trauma.
Baby, that thing set on my spirit so bad. I cried. I called out of work the next day. I had to sit in that. I had to sit in the whole, I had father trauma. And that's why I dated the men that I dated. And not just the men you grew up in the city. Now I'm the opposite of you. Now my dad wasn't around, but my grandfather raised me, and my mother had brothers. I had uncles.
See, my grandfather was aggressive and violent also. Both of them.
What do we? And then our mother.
One of them was aggressive and violent. The other one was just a womanizer, period, all the way around, just womanizer. That's all I've seen. That's all I knew my whole life. That's
both
all
of my grandfathers love the ladies. They love
them.
Now, and it's just my daddy loved the ladies. God knows.
Well, honey, like I said, I was my scapegoat for he had a wife. But I was a scapegoat for all the girlfriends. I was with my daughter. That was our relate. We was at our closest when we were actually doing stuff we shouldn't have been doing as father and daughter. Just thank God we didn't end up in prison ourselves. But
illegal stuff, yeah. And that's how that when you grow up with a father that's a hustler like me. My father was a musician. But he was very much a hustler. He always had a regular job. But my dad, he was an actor. He was a Black Panther. But he had that street in him. You know what I'm saying? And I get a lot of my ways. My mom be like, ooh, you just like your daddy. Because I'm going to live. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to, hey, I don't listen. My hips and thighs prove I don't know what it is to go hungry, and I'm not gonna
And
do
I'm
it.
not.
You understand me?
And I'm not.
So if I have to make a bubble guts strip club for 200-pound bitches, we gonna do it.
And we're going to be
Cause
climbing
I'm
the
not
pole.
supposed to be hungry.
And that's the thing. And, so growing, I didn't realize all that trauma. I didn't know the trauma I had. And then when my therapist was talking about how I chose husbands, Bishop, what she said, the reason why I stayed so long is because I was always looking for somebody to protect me. So no matter how hard he was hurting me, physically, he was protecting me. The first one was just because I had no clue. I had no clue. No clue. And then
And
the last
third
one,
because you just really were in love.
the third one was the only one that I can honestly say at the beginning when he asked to marry me, I was in love with him. The other ones I had to grow to love. Bishop was a whole process. We grew on each other because we were together for 20 years.
I couldn't even be with a man I don't love. Like, it's so weird to me. Like, when I hear people say that, like, I just couldn't.
But you know why?
That's me.
But you know why I could do it? The women that I watched were materialistic women.
Right.
I watched women that had all the material things in the world, but didn't have a good man.
Yeah.
The
And
women I watched could go outside, crank up a Porsche. They could crank up. They could drive Porsches. They could drive Cadillacs. They could drive anything they wanted to drive, live any way they wanted to live. But they couldn't keep their husband home. That's all I seen. And my father was the leading one. Like my post-stepmama, I don't know how she even got her mind. He did everything. Everything. So I honestly, there were points in my marriage where I was like, well, maybe this is just it. Maybe this is what you got to do to live like this. But amazingly,
so what would you tell somebody now? You're going to be 50. Rhonda, what would you seriously tell somebody about these red flags now? I mean, on the real, not seriously. Just because you just sat here and said, what you did and what you didn't do. Yeah. What would you tell another person? Like, if you could go back and even just talk to yourself 10 years ago.
When you see that first red flag, don't ignore it. Do not ignore it. Because what I did, the first red flag with this marriage was the slipping and the staying out. That was the first red flag.
And when you say staying out, what do you mean? Because men go out all the time. What do you mean not coming home until the next day staying out?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Or it even got to the point where it was 2 days later. Yes. So when that first time, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. A person is going to treat you exactly how they feel about you.
And how you allow them
exactly
to treat you.
And if you ignore that red flag that first time, and not just ignore it, you can make a big fuss about it. You can do all of that. But what you need to decide is this something I'm going to accept, or is this something I'm going to walk away from now?
Girl, my third eye is itching.
If he is helping you, and then all of a sudden, no help, no money, nowhere, like you get paid, and by the time I see you, you barely got gas money. Do not ignore that. Don't ignore it. But remember, I came out of a marriage that was super comfortable financially. So One of the reasons why I really fell in love with him, because he didn't have that. He wasn't out here flashing hundreds and catching other women with, I mean, he wasn't pulling his money out, his wad, and other women so they could see it. He wasn't doing all that. He didn't have all of that. He was just an average working person.
But he was still clocking the ladies. And that lets you know that it's a woman for every type of in this world, ain't it?
It is. It is.
Because some women like a broke man, don't they?
Because they
like a fixer-upper.
Yes. And the thing is, you can do a fixer-upper, but not everybody want to be fixed. Everybody doesn't want to be fixed. Some people are okay with being broken. And remember, some people went their whole life being broken, so broken is all they know. And that's the only way they know how to get attention, is to be broken. And then that goes back to us ignoring mental health, ignoring substance abuse. You know, we as Black people, we will keep a secret and it'll kill the whole damn family, but we'll keep it a secret. I don't understand. We won't send our relatives to get therapy. We won't sit our relatives down and say, it's something really wrong with you. Nobody did that for me. How the hell nobody knew that I was not the normal kid? How did they not know that? I was the rainbow child. I didn't fit in with nobody. But in African American families, you don't take your kid to the psychiatrist to see if something's wrong with them. You definitely don't take your brother, sister, cousin, son, daughter to rehab because they're on drugs, because you don't want nobody to know. But you want to know what's funny? You know, I work around millionaires. I see millionaires all the time. For years, I've seen them. Their kids go to rehab. Their kids go to therapy. Their kids get diagnosed with stuff and they fix it.
And we just be like, you're 18, get the hell out.
Exactly. Get out.
You're 18 now, you're an adult, get the hell out, figure it out.
Or you a kid that's just challenging. Your mom, he just bad as hell. No, it might be something really wrong.
And you know, that was my testimony. That's my story. I had a child who to this day got my knees black. And I would always make excuses for her behavior when I should have been getting her help. Because I was always taught, ain't nothing wrong with her. She act like you.
Exactly. But and that's the thing. I'm like, we look at these behaviors and these are not normal behaviors. And we look at them and just go, that's just who they are with their personality. But it's not if a person is living in the world and everything about this person is a disaster. Everything. Like, you have some people that they don't have good luck. When they're around you, they bring bad luck. When they're around other people, they take bad luck over there. People try to avoid them. People try to avoid them without being really avoiding them, but just kind of leave them out of stuff because their energy is just so bad.
It's crazy.
But we as African Americans won't go, you need to do something with yourself. We'll just ignore it. Well, that's just how they are. And you're just going to leave them like that? And then when they in prison or they dead, then it's like, did you not think they was going to commit a crime? You seen the signs coming. Like, did you think they was going to be on this kind of drug? And what happened to all the other drug heads ain't going to happen to that person. It's going to happen.
Child, you know, my son has been to rehab how many times? I don't know.
Child.
But I can't live his life for him. And see, when you start getting to that realization too, that as a parent, you did the best you knew how to do. But you have to own up. You have to be accountable.
Some of them not gonna do that.
To the fact that you enabled your children to have some of the behaviors that they have that have now made them toxic. in the world,
Because
right?
there are some people that, and I witnessed this firsthand. My own family, I know they hate me because I be just talking about them. But yes, you have some parents, I don't care what, especially mother son. I don't care what they do, that she will stand, she will protect. I wasn't that mom. And that may be why my boys turned out so
Why they're
independent and so
successful, because
well.
you make them be accountable. Yes.
I made them be accountable. Yes, I'm gonna come in and save you, but we gonna make you gonna know you did this. We just not gonna cover it up. I didn't. I mean, my sons would have been terrified if I'd have ever had to come pick them up from a jail. Can you
And
imagine?
is your son still a sheriff?
No.
Okay, so and yeah, she done raised the law. Y'all don't understand this girl.
He's
So
a
I
Marine. He's a Marine.
He's a Marine now.
Uh-huh.
Same thing. And I'm just like, girl, yo. Okay, Rhonda, we got to get off for here.
All right, darling.
But before we get off, do you have anything that you want to share with us? Did you send anything yet? Oh, well, you sent it to Troy, but
you know what? I do want to share something. Okay. A lot of people look at my life and they think, oh, she's been married 3 times. She's been married 3 times. Don't listen to her when it comes to relationship advice. But I'm going to tell you something. I've been married 3 times because I will not sit complacent and let anyone mistreat me. I know my worth. Now, and it's crazy because every time I get single, it's somebody in line waiting to ask me again. It never fails. It never fails. But I am not that person that's going to tell someone to stay just because it's longevity if you're not happy. That is not it. I don't care if I get married 10 times. I'm going to get 10 checks from every husband. I'm going to stay married long enough to get a little bit of that retirement check. Right now I got 3. So I'm going to live good. But I'm just, and a lot of people go, why do you keep getting married? Because I'm not a girlfriend. I am not a girlfriend. I am a nurturer.
That's a whole nother episode. The girlfriend spirit versus the wife spirit.
Yes.
Right.
And when people date me, it's like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, they already in love. They already don't want to leave. They already attached. Because I am a wife. I am a nurturer.
You're a Cancer.
That's what I was going to say. I'm a Cancer. Yeah. And I try to tell people I'm really that vibe that you're not going to get again. And every ex I have, if they could come back right now and sit before me, they would. They would. My children's father, we're good friends. We were just young, but he's gonna always be my friend because he gave me the best 2 things. Oh my God. Like,
right. That's how I feel about mine. I'm like, he gave me the gift that I didn't know I needed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The gifts I know I needed.
He wasn't a bad person. We were just young and we were just toxic. We both was fighters. Then number 2, it was great because I raised my children and I really got to live a good life. But I knew, you know what, I just can't keep being wife and it's a million other girlfriends around here. It just ain't gonna work. But that last one, my last one is the one that I really honestly thought was gonna make it because I switched everything on that one. I never talked to anybody that was not tall. I never talked to anybody that's not big. And I had never talked to anybody that didn't have a nice, fluctuant supply of money. So I really thought that last one was it. So don't y'all be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. And if you do marry somebody, don't be ashamed to walk away from it. Don't be worried about what people gonna say. Don't worry about looking like a failure.
Can you say it one more time?
Don't worry about looking like a failure.
Come Because I know so many people in miserable marriages that they just fighting to stay in something that's just tearing their whole soul up.
That's it.
And they make all kinds of excuses why they should stay. And I just be, praying. And then people say, Carla, why you're too pretty to be by yourself and you're a good person. That has absolutely nothing to do with
That doesn't have anything to do with it.
I refuse to allow myself to be attached to someone who doesn't love me the way that I love them. And when I give you my love, it's 150%. And as my friend, you know that.
And we're dating the Generation X men. We are dating the old drug dealer, the old crackhead, the old powderhead, and the old children of the old crackhead.
And we're dating these young ones too, because we at that age where we can date them.
Yeah, but if you get one our age, he's probably going to be damaged because he's going to fit one of those profiles. And I guarantee you, if he's black, his mama ain't never sent him to therapy, so he's just going to be damaged.
Look, my sister said, Jesus.
I mean, I was married to Bishop 20 years. 17 together, 20. Damaged. Now that I had therapy and see, he needed some therapy.
You getting it now?
Oh, yeah. Plenty of it. Getting plenty of it now for free. Free therapy.
Well, Rhonda, I thank you for being on here.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. And I'm so I gotta digest this because I think when people see the clips and watch this on replay, we went over our hour. I used to be on an hour jump up, but I had to let you say what you had to say. Yeah, ladies, gentlemen, because it's not just women. Them red flags is there. They are there for a reason.
Yes.
Don't settle. If something unsettles your spirit about a person, listen. It's for a reason. It is not just for. There's a reason, okay?
So, do you know that 42% of all women that suffer aneurysms, heart attacks, and strokes have first suffered relationship problems? 42%.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you have anywhere where you want the people to follow you? Because you do drop nuggets all the time on social media.
And for those of you who didn't know, I am the First Lady of Southern Soul. So I do have Southern Soul festivals. So follow me, follow First Lady on Facebook. We got a festival coming up August the 10th, and it's going to be crazy.
Now, it's First Lady, is it one ST or FIRST?
One ST.
Okay. The number
First
one
Lady.
And then ST, First Lady.
Yep. I got rid of the bishop, but I kept the First Lady.
Okay, so First Lady. I mean, because some people are listening to you. They're not watching. So
First Lady on Facebook, First Lady. And I got on like a brown sweater or something. You know, I don't know the URL and all that. But if you go on Carla page, just look for me as First Lady. You'll find me. Or you can also put in Southern Soul, Trey for Southern Soul. And I think that'll pull me too.
TRE?
TRE-4, the number 4, Soul.
Well,
and
Rhonda,
I will
thank
see
you.
y'all in August. I hope to see y'all before then. I got lots of stuff to talk
She be
about.
riding horses and carrying on. She be having all the black cowboys out there boot scooting and shit.
And look, and I just bought me another Hummer. You know, I love that Hummer when I had it. So I had to go get me another one so I could pull all my heavy stuff.
This thing. Okay. I don't even have anything more to say. I'm just like, okay. Y'all, this is the First Lady. This is Rhonda May. This is her.
AKA Blackness Everdeen.
That's Blackness Everdeen. And I'm just so glad she came on here to what my daughter say, Rhonda. Rhonda said, Miss Rhonda's a cancer. Oh my God, she crazy.
And she was right. She was right.
Man, she
I
said
wake
that
up.
thing like, honey, I just almost fell out my car. I said, wait a minute.
I wake up
Yeah.
every morning and I talk to all 9 of my personalities and we just figure out who we gonna be for that day and we go
I'm
about.
done. What the hell ever. I'm gone. Y'all have a great week.
Good night. Y'all
Thank
follow
you.
me. Bye, Carly. Love
Bye,
you.
Rhonda. Love you. Peace, y'all. Till next week.
That's my girl right there.